what the fuck are we talking about today? We're gonna talk about being nonchalant. So let's just define what being nonchalant is. It's kind of just like, acting all chill and shit, like, nothing really phases you, keeping your composure, not really like reacting to much, not really showing much emotion, and kind of just like going with the flow, and yeah, just being all chill is like the best way to put it. But there's a problem, because a lot of the time you're not really nonchalant, you're actually just afraid of getting hurt. Now let's talk about this. So I used to have this persona, right? And at times I still do. Actually, a lot of the time I still do. Where you kind of just like try to be really chill as possible. And a lot of the time it's just an act. Like, you want to come across like you don't really care. You don't really like mind what other people do. And like in this instance, I'm really talking about like, relationships that you have with people. This could go with like friends and family, and like especially in relationships too. You just want to come across like you don't care about things, like nothing's gonna hurt you, and it's kind of like pitiful to act like that, and it's kind of like the wrong mindset to have. And like, as someone who like does that shit, like I can see right through it. And I think a lot of other people can too. Because like, let's be honest, you're a fucking human being. You're gonna have feelings, No one's like this chill. And like, honestly, it can end up hurting you in the long run. Because like, if you're too chill and you like try really hard not to like feel anything, you're just gonna come across like you don't give a fuck. Wow. And it's like, that can be good and bad in some situations. Like, it's cool like to not really give a fuck, if someone's doing their own thing, like not bothering you, that's a good mindset to have, like not giving a fuck about what other people do, right? But it's a problem when, like, let's say like you're in a relationship and your girl is like acting out, right? And she's like being a fool, or like it doesn't even have to be her fault, she's just like doing something you don't like. And you don't fucking let her know that. You pretend, oh yeah babe, you do you. It's like, bro, that's gonna cause a rift in your relationship. Aww. And I know the mindset is like, man, you're probably thinking, man, that shit annoys me, but I don't want to let her know that, because that gives her like power. So it's your like way of reclaiming power to be like, I don't give a fuck, because then you give yourself power and being like, oh, now like I control this situation because like I'm controlling my emotions. But you're not controlling your emotions, you're just hiding them. And there's a big difference, because when you hide them, it's eventually you're gonna get to a point where you can't hide them. Even when you do hide them, like let's say you don't reach that like tipping point where like you just like go ape shit, that time when you're actively repressing what you're feeling, you're just gonna feel like shit, and it's not gonna get your relationship anywhere. You're gonna like build resentment towards whoever is hurting you. Like, yes, you can feel good like when you act nonchalant, because it's like, man, I'd be cool, I just like I'm not letting anything hurt me. It's a fine line you have to play, because some people say like fake it till you make it, right? Or like delusion, delusion is the solution, or whatever. But like, it's like a gray line, bro. You can't keep playing that game forever. Like, I think it's fine in certain situations where it's like you have to like take some time to reevaluate and think about, like how you feel. But like, if that's your go-to, like that's your default option, is just like not giving a fuck, or pretending to at least, it's like, it's gonna come across a certain way to people. Like, if your girl is like talking to you and expressing like, her feelings, and you're just giving her a blank wall, like, I don't care. It's like you're making her read you at every given point. You're not like just fucking telling her the truth. You don't want to do that to your partner. Like, how would you feel if your girl is just like just a stone cold wall, you know, not like really telling you anything. I mean, some guys might like that because it's like, oh, my girl is like fucking chill with everything. It's like, I don't want that, bro. I want like a girl who fucking tells me what's on her mind, you know? Even if I have to hear her yap all the time, it's like, it's fine, because like at least I know like what she's actually thinking, and not just giving me some bullshit all the time. And then like I can decide from then if I want to be with her, and it's like a conversation to be had. It's something to think about. But it's like, I don't want to be in a relationship where we're all just pretending, you know? To me, that's like, it's not passionate at all. To me, it's just like, it's so fake, and you're just like in love with an image of a person that they're like, you know, that you're both like portraying, you know? And I think to get over this hurdle, you kind of have to practice expressing yourself. And I know that seems like really fucking like simple advice, but I mean, it is simple, but it's hard to implement, you know? It's hard to like give someone that power over you. But you have to change your mindset. Like, you're not giving her power when you're fucking telling her how you feel. You're actually empowering yourself. Because it's kind of the cowardly shit to not let her know what's on your mind. Because worst case scenario, she listens to you. Actually, no. Okay, the best case scenario is, you know, she listens to you, and, you know, even if she doesn't like what you have to say, at least you told her, and at least she knows, you know. At least if you let her know that something bothers you, or something, you know, is on your mind, at least then you can decide, like, you can really see her character, you know, and you can decide if she's a good person or not. Like, let's say, for example, you know, my girl is always hanging out with dudes, you know, that shit bothers me, you know, and like, she's flirting with them, because like, you know, I don't know. This is just a fucking fake scenario. My girl doesn't do that. But let's just say, you know, my girl did that. And I fucking tell her, you know, hey, that kind of like... And obviously, you have to communicate in an effective way, right? You can't just be like, yo, it really fucking bothers me, bitch, when you do all this shit and hang out with guys. Like, it's not gonna work like that. She's gonna get defensive, and like, rightfully so. But like, if you say, you know, yo, can we talk about this? You know, it's been on my mind lately that I noticed you only hang out with dudes, and like the way you talk to them is a little flirtatious. Like, can we talk about this? Or like, you know, kind of bothers me. Let it come from a place of you expressing how you, like, what's on your mind, instead of like you attacking her. And like, even if she's in the wrong, you have, like, if you really want to come to a solution, which is like what I think the goal should be, you kind of just have to be honest and like be like gentle about it, you know? And I think like this is like where you see maturity in relationships. It's like, it's not about being right or like, you know, shaming the other person. It's about like trying to get to a point where you're both on good terms, you know? If you tell her that and she's like, you know, I can see where you're coming from, let me change my behavior, or let's come to a compromise, you know, like I'll hang out with dudes like if you're there too, or some shit like that, you know? Just like compromise, you know, or let her come to like, basically you should tell someone how you fucking feel, because you get to see their true character and how they really, you know, respect you, basically. You don't want to be a fucking doormat where like she's just gonna walk all over you, because like, even if she does walk all over you, you can't even blame her, because you didn't fucking say how you feel. Anyway, I know it's like a fucking rant, you know, but moral of the story is, just tell people how you feel, do it in a nice way, don't attack people, like, just be honest with yourself, and don't hide your emotions, bro. Like, you're a human, you got emotions. Like, don't try to be like all like, man, I don't really give a fuck, you know, I'm cool. It's like, you're not, bro. Like, it's like you're gonna be vulnerable, and I know it's like, it's scary and it's hard, because you don't want fucking people to know that shit, but like, sometimes it's just like, you gotta think about the long run, you know, and it's gonna help you in the long run. But anyway, that's about it. Peace.